I look like a hobo. It's 2019 and I'm here in my hometown. I'm walking down the same path that I walked down when I shot my first music video here. Unfortunately, the file has been lost in time, but it's just literally taking a walk down memory lane and thinking about that first song, Bizarro, and really just asking myself, why was I doing that? And why have I recorded and written so many songs over the years? And I thought to myself, I do it because there's something very human about it. There's something very unpredictable and irreplaceable about it. And that gives me a sense of empowerment to be able to look at myself with empathy, understanding, kindness, respect, give myself some dignity, some honor, in a way that you can't do to a machine. You don't honor a machine. You don't look at it the same way that you look at a human life. And just thinking, I did so many of these songs, from, like I said, Bizarro to Wancho Stank, and all the way to 100 Million Miles. And I sing it in a way it's very different, but you can't duplicate it. Only I know where it's going. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if that makes any sense, but you know, it's because of its imperfections, because of the vulnerability that you can't manufacture. That's what I've been chasing after all this time. Is just to say that I'm human and I'm good enough. And I can feel empowered just going through my own journey. That doesn't really make any sense. I'll leave you with that note. God, anyways, it's the path where I had so many deep thoughts and many ideas and wishes for the future. I think that was where I recorded it. God, I wish I had that footage, but I don't. I have to come back here again. Come back again and do it. So, anyways, I don't do this. I normally script myself. Is anybody watching? What am I doing? I'm talking to you, so who cares if there's anyone back here? Anyway, I don't know. I'm trying to make sense of my life. I don't know. But I think that's true. It's so true. I'm going through puberty again, I guess. I guess I can end this, but yeah, I kind of like this. Talking to my phone. What is it? I look terrible. I don't have my face. I didn't put on my face this morning. This is just au naturel. AJ. No, nothing done to my face. Anyways, I guess that's all I have to say. I can't wait for my album to come out. Nostalgic Dreams. Oh my god. Okay, gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. I don't know, I keep looking around like somebody's coming. Look at that. Is that not beautiful? Cannot recreate it. Cannot manufacture it. We're also doomed. I'm kidding. No, I don't believe in that. But yeah, I just think I'm here for a purpose, and I've lived it, and I am living it, and it's just Yeah, I'm very weird and wonderful, so deal with me. Okay, I gotta get out of here. So I'm working on my Howard Hughes beard. That's terrible. I could shave it though, but I'll say something. Something else is I was recording a song today, and I think if I do a few more pickups on that, I'll be finished with that and finished editing this video. And man, I hate how these things cut off, honestly. Anyways, like, what if I want to do like a full video, like whatever. Anyway, well, here I am shooting on the old green screen. There's a bunch of videos coming out soon, so anyways, have a good day. I'll always have to live with these regrets. Oh my god, I love that shot. The windmill turbine. Look at that. If I could write oh dear, not these again. Late night conversations with Andrew. Oh, old AJ here. Well, it could get a little bit awkward, and half of you aren't going to watch. So I'm thinking about, it doesn't matter. The fall off is fine. I'm used to fall off by now. I'm thinking about, why do I do music? Now here's the thing, I've given it a lot of thought. It's certainly something that's part of me, it comes through me, but it's also because I can't really do anything else. And I'll tell you why. When I've tried to do video logs, like just, talking, whatever, well, I'm certainly subject to being misinterpreted. Well, it's that old chestnut, as well as the fact that over many years I've watched attention spans drop. It's like I only got 15 seconds. That's all I've got. That's all I have. So I realized, okay, I can't talk. When I write, it's a very similar story. It's too complicated, AJ. I can't read all of that. Okay, fine. It's all right. Or it doesn't apply to me. I can't be me. Fine. It's okay. So all right. I can't talk. I can't write. I thought maybe I should act. I like to do characters and different things. But to me, I've always thought that looks so silly to act by myself. I've tried. It's like acting by myself. It doesn't that sound kind of crazy, right? Acting by myself. It's like Disco Drew and my Michael Jackson character and old man Oscar Harry and all this craziness. I thought, I could do like a web series and have all the characters talking to each other, and I thought that's ridiculous. I'm going to continue to do music because it makes sense to do by myself. I certainly would like to have more help with it as a one-man band. I like to have producers that help me mix and master. Of course, I can certainly learn how to do mixing and mastering on my own and take on more of the tasks. It's just, when you're a different person, it's challenging to find spaces on the internet to just kind of be yourself. And music, to me, it's always just been a constant. It's just like, well, I realize what I realize what I can and cannot do. And the music has always stayed. I don't know why that is. With everything I mentioned, it's like, okay, I can't talk, I can't write, I can't be playing off of myself, so I sing. And I don't want this to sound however it's going to sound. It's going to come out however it's going to come out here, but I love making music and singing. I really do. I think I just want people to know, why everything's shaped the way it has is underneath it is because I feel like I can't do anything else. It's not because I'm not interested in anything else. It's just I feel as a creative and a researcher and writer like I've been sectioned off to here's what you can do. This is only where you can be. So I just accept that reality. It's like that's the only space where I feel I can have a voice is through music.
Who knew it'd be the nothingness that would win? The dancer wasn't there, but I wanted them to be. Oh yeah, the dancer was feeling all over me. The dancer could reach where it disappeared. I could see how lost I've been. Come on, everybody, come. Clap your hands. Clap your hands. That's it. Oh. The dancer wasn't there, but I wanted them.
Hi. So, I've heard it's been said to me before that I talk too much. Actually, I could just stop the sentence there and it's not wrong. I've heard it said that I talk too much about my music, and today I just thought I will address this and just say that it's my music, and if I want to talk about it because I think it's something worth talking about, I don't see what the issue is. People get mad at me because I talk about different topics. If it's Andrew Johnson talking about Andrew Johnson things, people don't like that either. So I think a good retort to this question that I wish I was able to say at the time that this happened. This was a long time ago now. This was months ago, but I just thought about it today. I think a good question back is, do you know what's involved with making my music? I mean, if you take something, for example, like my video, One Night Only, do you know what's involved in that? And if the answer is no, then, why are you giving me an opinion on how to be me? It's more than the fact that I write, sing, dance, act, edit, promote myself, put my look together for each song or, whatever it is, all these different elements and moving parts in what I do. To me, it's more than that. It's that I feel I'm connected to something that's bigger than myself. And you can take that however that makes sense to you. I try to put in a lot of psychologically minded ideas in my music. You could look at it as a kind of surrealist art form, or how I take subconsciousness and move it into conscious awareness, and look at it and give it love and light, those kinds of things. I think it is rather unusual what it is that I do and how I do it. Perhaps that's why I think it warrants a kind of preamble or conversation around it. And I get why people don't jive with it right away. It is quite a potent energy to kind of grasp some of the musical ideas and even the sonic quality of it. But I wouldn't want it any other way. And I wish that, I guess if I don't feel that I'm getting credit for what I do. I'll try to give it to myself. You know, I just don't think that it's quite misunderstood sometimes. And I want to talk about it and share it. And I think it's been very difficult for me, you know, because it's been so misunderstood and overlooked. You know, it's kind of written off as rather average or ordinary. And I've been asked many times in different ways over the years, you know, why this music? Like, why is he doing this? Why does he talk about this? Why does he write this? Why does he film this? I think I've tried to answer this many times over the years. I think I did a good job answering it, but it comes back around time and time again, and there's two ways I try to answer it. I mean, it's like you know, when you're asking me why do I create art, it's almost like a philosophical question, like, you know, why are there stars in the night sky? Or what does the color purple taste like? It's like, well, I don't really know how to answer that. You know, I don't know, why do the birds sing in the morning? You know, it's something that's in my heart, something that I like to do. It gives me joy to do and to process through my life. My musical journey has been about creating space for a person like myself that has never existed before in front of people. I know that on the surface level of it, that sounds pretty meaningless, but there is actually something very profound in what I just said, if you think about it. I don't think people give me enough credit, actually. Well, neither do I give myself enough credit for what it is I've actually been doing here for 12, 13 years with this music. There's never really been somebody like me, you know, creating in such a vulnerable way that is music and handling every aspect of it. At the end of the day, I just want to do it better than I did before. You know, I'm not competing with anybody else. You know, I just want to make stuff that something that makes my soul come alive in this world. And I guess if you sit and think about it, there is a lot to put into consideration about what it is that I do. There isn't anybody else like me. And, you know, of course I know there's thousands of people that make music and millions of people that are way better than I'll ever be. I know that. I'm just saying in the way that I write, my vocalizations, you know, there's nobody else like me. And I think people that are close to me know that, you know, I am connected to something that, you know, when shouldn't sound morbid like this, but, you know, there's never going to be another AJ. And that's just the way that I think about it. And, you know, I just think to protect myself these days, more now than ever, I want to protect myself and protect, you know, my gifts. There is layers to my reclusive nature just because of my rejection sensitivity, feeling ostracized from society, basically. Just my own fears and really not being liked, being targeted, scapegoat kind of thing. So, you know, I want to protect myself for a reason. Some of it is, yeah, personal preference. I want to be alone, but it's just because I'm not yet finished here. I know there's more stuff that I need to leave in this world, and I'm not there yet, and I want to, you know, there's just so much more life here to live. Oh my goodness, do I ever sound like a washed up entertainer, basically. So much life here to live, darling. Yes, no, I'm not finished yet. I'm not finished. There's just so much more for me to do, and my health is very important to me. And I just feel like I need to be more careful with myself. And yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of things about my life that people don't get it until years later. You know, I say things and then a few years pass and then they're like, oh yeah, I remember him saying that. Oh, he wasn't wrong. Yeah, so I just really try to protect myself now in a very typical millennial fashion. I think I'm special, yes, but it's in the sense that I don't need to impress anybody in order to be loved. Because I accept myself. It's not because I'm entitled and narcissistic. When I say special, I'm talking about it in a way that's foreign to most people, alien to most people. And there are times I do, yes, I completely withdraw and pull back when I feel I need to protect myself and just look at myself and, you know, try to preserve what it is that I have to bring to this world and not become, you know, basically eaten alive by the world I live in. Anyways, bye. Don't cry for me, Canada. The truth is I never lost you. All through my wild days, my mad existence, I've kept my promise. Don't keep your distance. Actually, keep your distance. This tree makes it look like I have antlers. Anyway, let me tell you something. It's been brought to my attention that there are folks who do not like my singing voice. Now, you know, this is frustrating for me because I've talked ad nauseum about my singing voice, why it sounds the way it sounds, why I'm in the position I'm in, doing the things that I do. And I still get this stuff about how my singing voice isn't very good. But first of all, I need to get this out of the way. I need to say that you all are listening to me on Instagram story or Facebook story singing a song. When you're listening to somebody singing live on Instagram, Facebook story, you're getting the voice uncompressed. There's no reverb or echo or delay or auto-tune or any of that stuff. You're just getting raw voice. So, and same with my live performances. It was said years ago, you know, I like his dancing or his look or whatever, but I don't know about the voice. Well, you're listening to a live vocal. So, you know, I don't know how else to say that. It's like you're listening on this through my iPhone microphone. Of course it's not going to sound very good. You name me any artist, and they do not sound good in a studio recording or just singing. If they were sitting right next to you, they don't sound good. The only people who sound good singing all the time are people like Michael Jackson, Freddie Mercury, Whitney Houston, Aretha Franklin. You know, like, I'm not Whitney Houston. And I don't have a George Clooney look or a Brad Pitt look. You know what I mean? So it's frustrating that that expectation is there. Why is that expectation there on social media? Like I'm supposed to sound... My voice is my voice. I've said it many times. My voice is my voice. I'm not trying to do vocal acrobatics and all that kind of stuff. That's not who I am. That's not the brand. That's not what I'm doing. I like to write songs and I sing my song, and if you think you can do it better than me, then do it better than me. I'm not trying to be the greatest singer that ever was. I do it because it's an outlet for me. These are skills that I have. I enjoy performance, all of that stuff. It's a great outlet for me. It's in my blood. I caught the performance bug at a young age. So what am I saying here? What am I saying? It's just, I've gone over it so many times. That's what the thing is when people say, I don't like such and such, or why is he doing such and such? Well, I went over that. You know, like, I'm sorry. I'm at a point in my life where I've been over that many times in videos, in blogs. Through these stories, I've talked about why my voice is the way it is. I can't help that. What do you want me to do? How much more vocal exercises and stuff do you think I need to do? It doesn't really change the way that it is. And, you know, I guess it's because I'm in an era here where people are used to hearing the voice filtered. And I guess it's a bit jarring to hear a voice unfiltered. But I don't have any desire to do anything different than what I'm doing. You know, I mean, I think, like I said, there are some parts of my productions that have these great moments, and most of it is just simply average singing. And that's all that is, and that's okay. I'm okay with my voice. So, you know, all this nonsense about, I don't know about the voice, I don't know if sounds like he's trying to do something, I don't know. Well, then if it's not for you, it's not for you. You know, go turn on the Top 40 radio and listen to a filtered voice. If that's what you want, go listen to pop Top 40 radio. Go listen to the Mariah Careys and the Ariana Grandes and Bruno Mars and The Weeknd. Go listen to them then. I'm not stopping you. If you come to see Andrew Johnson, well, you're here for just some heart and soul singing. And you hear the experience in my voice that, yeah, I've had a rough time. Yeah, it sounds weathered and like it does, you know, it's a real person that's been through stuff. That's what you hear in the voice. Okay? I don't know why I'm saying it like this, but it's very frustrating. I've been over, I'll say it again. I've said why the voice is the way it is, why I'm in this position in videos, blogs and stories many, many times. And, you know, it's just, I speak for not just myself, I'm speaking for other artists right now too. If you go to a live show, what do you expect? Or if you're listening here on Instagram story, what are you looking for? What do you think I'm supposed to sound like? You know, it's just, I gotta stop the rant here very soon, and I'm going to, but boy, I don't know. I feel like I've been in this holding position for years. I've said the same things, I've done the same things, and maybe it's my communication, maybe I'm not clear on something. Lord have mercy. My voice is my voice, and I'm going to use it as long as it can still work fairly well. All right, that's it. Bye for now. Take care. To Billy Bird, doing it. Till dawn. Come on. I've got you now. Woo! Doing it. Ow! No more waiting. Let's get it done. Let me hear you say it. No, it is word. Woo! No more waiting. Let's get it on. Ha! Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you're watching this. Right now I'm going to talk to you a bit about singing technique and just address some problems that people have had with my vocalizations, and I'll tell you why things are the way they are. So let's start with a very common complaint about my singing, which is my tremolo or warble, I guess you could call it. So let me take an example of a phrase from the song You're Enough by the Carpenters. The phrase is, "Look at me, see love's greatest non-believer, believing that he might be seeing love in your eyes." So I would sing it something like, "Look at me, see love's greatest non-believer, believing that he might be seeing love in your eyes." Something like that, but I think that people hear my voice sort of like, "Look at me, see love's great." Like I have this kind of, warbly kind of thing where I suppose a correction of this would be, "Look at me, see love's greatest non-believer, believing that he might be seeing love in your eyes." So yes, I could do it like that, but I just prefer to do things a little differently because I just find that rather boring. But that's basically, I'm exaggerating, but that's the way people want me to sound. And actually, let me tell you something. I'm gonna add more to this, but I have to work within the framework of Instagram, which is cut, because I'm only allowed 1 minute per story. So I've been told, "Andrew, you should join like a choir and learn to do it more straight, or take singing lessons," which I have. However, when I've taken singing lessons, it's often they're trying to correct me from the "look at me, look at me," to be more like "see love's greatest non-believer," to be more straight. And so what essentially that does, and the same with the choir, because there's no such thing as like a gay man's R&B choir in Ottawa, so it's the same deal. It's how can we make it so he doesn't have a bit of flavor in his voice? "Look at me." Or yeah, it could be like more operatic. "Look at me, see love's greatest non-believer." Do it like that. Or, I don't know, take more vocal lessons. Well, you know what vocal lessons actually, a lot of teachers, what they do is basically teach you stuff that's like 1930s vocal exercises. Wop, 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 wop. Whatever it is, it's very like mwah, mwah, mwah. They want you to do things very straight and not give you places to just play around, and that's what I'm about and what I want to do. It might come as a shock to people in Ottawa to learn that, yeah, indeed, the vocal teachers I've tried to find, or the choirs I have looked at, well, yeah, they're not accepting necessarily of me. They aren't. That's why I've sort of been on my own and training myself to do the things I like to do and what I'm comfortable to do. It's neither right or wrong, it's just my way of doing it. And as I learn to do little, sometimes I try to throw in little runs, I guess you could call it, and really try to hit different facets of my voice, try and get into my falsetto and down to the lows, well, as low as I can go for a for a guy with an effeminate voice anyways. Which that's another thing that's really interesting about what I do is, yes, I throw in effeminate qualities in my voice. So yeah, when I go to get trained, it's like, I'm sort of put into this box where it's like, well, you can't, you're not allowed to look at me, love's greatest non-believer. I would be trained to not do it sort of like that with a bit of feminine quality, you understand? But maybe I don't mind singing like that because I'm not afraid of myself and I'm okay with embracing the feminine parts of myself as well as the masculine. Does that make sense? So in the end, what I would end up with, a traditional, my version of traditional Andrew A.J. Johnson phrase would be, well, I guess you could say it's like I use different, what I'm talking about, I might use some of these things kind of like a crutch. And at the end of the day, some of it is, look at me. So it's a little too much vibrato, but I like to do it that way. See love's greatest non-believer. Which I could just do, believer. Believing that he might be seeing love in your eyes. I just always try to find ways to mix it up, not being too bothered by how it sounds. I might go into my Jackson-esque style with it, like, look at me, see love's greatest non-believer. Something like that. Not quite, it's not perfected, but you know what I mean? I like to do different things, and I have these different sort of voices that I go into. The sort of effeminate part of my voice, the Jackson-esque part. Sometimes, the crooner. Look at me, see love's greatest non-believer. Something like that. Ooh, 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 wee. Ooh, 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 wee. Let the music play. No, sorry. Look. So if I were to go into like, look at me, see love. So I could push it like that, right? But just because I do it like that, which is more R&B, once again, I'm told, like, Andrew, don't do it like that. And this is in Ottawa, by the way. Yeah, in Canada's capital. I'm told to sort of take the R&B out of him. And, well, what if I don't want to? I don't want to go, look at me, see love's greatest non-believer. I don't want to, Look at me, love's greatest non-believer. Isn't that more interesting? I think so. That's the whole point. I hope I'm not losing anybody here because I'm kind of being awkward about this, but that's fine. I hope I've made the point. I just felt like coming on here and just talking a little bit about that because, like, I've never said this before, but there has been efforts to kind of, take the rhythm and blues out of him. And to be honest, it's like, it's not complimentary. It's like, trying to train me to, it's like, well, you want to be, you want to maybe make money off of this, or maybe you want to have more followers. So therefore I need to act more, I'm supposed to act more white. I'm supposed to act more straight, and closed off emotionally. Pretend like you don't have any anxiety or depression, and then sing your song. Pretend you're not a sensitive person as well, and that you're not creative. Just shut up and do what you're told to do. Well, I've obviously, over the years, I've rejected basically all of that, and I'm like, no, I want to do soul singing and R&B, as I've loved, and influence from disco and dance music, and a lot of it is very much black music that is part of me, you know? And yeah, I just wanted to put that out there, that that's a reality for me as an artist. It's just an interesting perspective. It's kind of sad. Okay, I'll leave it at that for now. Hopefully that's given you a little bit of perspective. And, you know, part of my brand, I suppose you would say, as well as being such a thinker, is just that I do want to make room for more than just one way of living and one way of sounding. And I don't know why when I sing, I guess some of that's lost in there. I don't know why when I record it sort of sounds, it all becomes sort of monotonous for some reason. I don't know why, but I do sing with a lot of passion, a lot of energy. I guess it doesn't always come through, but. And if you are somebody watching this, that maybe your playlists, your music isn't very diverse, is a non-culturally diverse musical playlist, I would encourage you to include some more music. You know, I listen to not only, you know, black music, obviously, people with European descent, Caucasian people, I listen to a lot of that music, Asian, Latin, sometimes Indian, indigenous music. I've heard so many different kinds of music, right? Music really is for everybody. And, you know, I wouldn't want to tell somebody else, you know, how they're supposed to sing and that they need to be molded into, you know, the majority of another group. But that's just me, I guess. So that's that. This is very impromptu, just kind of a thought in my head, and let's go with it because why not? So I just wish you well, and yeah, make your playlist more diverse is basically my thing about this. And you know, maybe I've made you think a little differently about vocals and sometimes the expectations that are placed upon artists and how they're supposed to sound. Okay? All right. Bye for now. Take care. We. Come on now. Try and talk back to me. Guess I should have known you'd be leaving. I've given you that pain on your face. You don't like how I move. You don't have the right stuff to say, and that you love me like your friend. It isn't fair to you from my end, but I could not believe it. I could not deceive it. You could not perceive it, and you cut me down. Just cringe and delete it. Cringe and delete it. Just cringe and delete it. Cringe and delete it. Oh, I couldn't see you coming. How you treat me like a piece of trash on the ground. Wouldn't want to make you cry or feel anything like how you've made me feel. Who was right? Who was wrong? Who's being weak and who was being strong? I could not believe it. I could not deceive it, that you could not perceive it, and you'd cut me down. Just cringe and delete it. Cringe and delete it. Just cringe and delete it. Cringe and delete it. This is how you do me. This is how you do me. No, this is how you do me. This is how you do me. Oh, can't stand another like he. Cringe and delete it. So that's what people do. Cringe and just cut you off, cut you down. No, certainly wouldn't want anything to get hard and then I have to like work with somebody else on something. Certainly not that. So I'm gonna do a story where I'm talking about my music again. Because if I talk about anything else, it's gonna be something that will be perceived as very inflammatory. You know, just because I'm having a human experience and I'm pretty angry about it. Wasn't really what I had in mind or what I thought this was supposed to be. You know, you're supposed to just live in an oppressive system and participate in a bunch of crap, and you're supposed to be happy about it. You're supposed to like it. And maybe something's wrong with me. I just never could really bring myself to like it as much as apparently most other people do. So anyways, let me not get too deep into that. I mean, as well, people always say, Andrew, I don't understand, so you know, I can't have that. I can't talk to you. I want to have a conversation with you, but you know, people complain and moan to me about some of the stuff I'm saying or posting. So yeah, so anyway, about that music, huh? Yeah, it was great. Great vibes there in the music. Yes, I have a music special. I want to plug my music special again. That's coming up very soon. I'll have an announcement about that across social media. I will do that. Oh, shit. It's pretty dark out here, huh? I should stop cursing so much, but I don't care anymore. Well, yeah, about the music. You know, I've thought about it a lot, about what am I even trying to do with it at this point? Because I've pretty much determined that my music has no value. I don't think music at all really has any value anymore. I mean, once people said that a song was worth less than a cup of coffee, it was worth 99 cents or 69 cents. I mean, it was done. It was already done years and years ago. So, I mean, where's the money in it, huh? The money is in the performance, is in the, you know, the live shows and merchandise and that kind of thing that I don't do. I don't do any of that. So the exchange for my artistry is not monetary. I think that it is probably just in a simple like or a share or a comment, and maybe that's about it. It's an energy exchange. An energy exchange. I mean, that's a heck of a lot of work to go through for something like that. I wouldn't be opposed if somebody wanted to pay me for my art, but I'm not holding my breath. You know, it's been so many years. I've never asked for money. That's not why I do it. That's not my primary reasoning for do it. Holy cow, I'm tired this evening. But I mean, in terms of most humans really want me to talk about money all the time and work and how it makes sense in your brain. But I'm living an artist life, so it's really hard to understand what I'm saying. I can't really put it into monetary financial terms for you. I work with my heart and soul rather than my penis and only my mind all the time. Which I got a mind too, as you know, but it's a lot of heart and soul over here. And shoot, I feel like there was something else I was going to say. Well, I mean, I know I take my sweet time, actually, when it comes to putting out music and stuff. And I was thinking about this today that for my last album, Butterscotch and Sophistication, I think that it's taken me a long time to process it. And I think I've just kind of wanted to sit with it for a long time. I think it was easier for me to process my art from previous years. I think so, because I've had more time with it. The last one, I mean, there's just so much going on there. There was a mixture of me putting in a lot of care into what I'm doing, and there was also some things I was doing for the first time of just kind of just not giving a shit, really. Just being done and over it. Done trying to impress people. Done trying to be a perfectionist. Just, I'd really had enough. And yeah, I'm still letting all that sink in for me. And it's tough, What I'm doing isn't for the faint of heart. I'm sure it feels like what I do goes on forever, but it doesn't, actually. I can try to make it stretch it out a bit, but there is a time limit on what I'm doing, and I have a plan for it of how to sort of end it at some point, because it will end at some point in my life. You can't do it forever. I think that I've just never known how to stop it, and nor do I feel I really have reason to stop it after learning so much through my music and writing and everything, and it's been one hell of a journey. So, I don't know. I didn't structure anything today. I didn't plan to talk about this. I don't know if I'll post this. My music keeps my mind off of other things that I would rather not get into. So that's pretty much it. Oh yes, and I believe that if this world can't have an Andrew Johnson as an artist, then there's no way in hell for other marginalized people. What I've been able to do is taken a lot of, to give credit to myself, quite a lot of courage, a lot of dedication, energy, and I guess in some small way, I just hope that maybe at least I can influence or inspire someone else to give it a try who normally wouldn't do that. So if that's my lasting legacy out of this, then you know what? I think money can't buy that kind of success. The success that I may have given somebody a warm feeling inside and maybe some hope that tomorrow might be a little different, maybe a little brighter. So you can't take that away from me. I take a lot of shit. I really do. I've been made fun of and bullied and intimidated and threatened and harassed and shamed and humiliated, but I've kept going because I really do believe in this world in 2023, heading into 2024, that I believe the human species should or have to or must, but it'd be nice if there was more maturity among the species to create spaces for other types of humans that live here as well. Okay. Thanks for listening. As always, take care, be well, and bye for now. Stay tuned for some more updates.
Get a grip on survivorship. Feel the way I talk because I know what it's like to be almost gone. But I came back to finish strong. Ooh, the doctor said I was almost dead. I think I don't care what you said. not do it? Ooh. Why don't you give it? Ow! With my fellowship.